Thanksgiving Day at 3 p.m. on CBS Sports. See Jack Party's Washington Redskins knock heads with Tom Landry's Dallas Cowboys. You'll say, you saw it on CBS Sports.
At the 20-yard line, the Cardinals have the football for the first time in the second half of play. After a 45-yard kick by Mike Bragg. Give to Wayne Morris, and Morris now has just produced his best rushing day. He had 70 yards prior to that carry. He now has 78. His best effort of this season was 72 yards against Miami. So Morris having quite a day. His first start of the year at fullback.
You know, they continue to do what they did very well in the first half. They did a lot of good running to their left, and the first play from scrimmage in the third quarter, they ran to their left again and picked up 8.5 yards in the play.
Second down. Give to Morris again, and he has the first down as he falls across the 30-yard line. Dave Butts over there to make the stop. So the Cardinals now will try to reestablish what they had going for them in that first quarter.
Well, that's what you have to do at halftime. You have to take stock and take an inventory of what was successful for you. Sometimes if you're not careful, you don't go back to the things that were good for you in the first half, and then you look at the game films on Monday and try to figure out why you didn't go back to what was very good for you.
First down just across the 30-yard line. Bottom of the screen is Pat Tilley. Mel Gray split out at the top. A give to Wayne Morris, and Morris scampers close to the 35-yard line. Brad Dusack made the tackle. Wayne Morris was the guy who played the fullback last year. It was Terry Metcalf was the running back. Now Morris has the speed, Hank, but his biggest problem, he doesn't know how to run wide. He's had a tough time getting outside.
Well, you know, that comes with a little experience too. I think so much of it is predicated on how well you read, and sometimes a fast guy has a hard time being patient enough to read like you should and make the right moves.
On a second down, Morris this time gets to 35, and that's all. Coy Bacon made sure of that. Bacon, who was shaken up earlier in this game, seeing a lot of action now. He suffered a shoulder injury. And now it's going to be third down, still 5 yards to go. Make it 6 as the ball is on top of the 35-yard line.
You know, one play they ran very well in the first half. They ran it twice. From the I formation, they pitched the ball to Jones, and he made big yardage, but they have never come back to that play since they ran it 2 times in the first half.
Boy, you saw the Giants leading the Eagles. Giants losing in overtime last week to Washington. They've come back. Here's Hart. Hart to Tilley, look out. Interception Williams, Gerard Williams, and Hank, that ball was just floating up there.
Yes, it looked like a ruptured duck that time coming over the top. Lorch that time and Coy Bacon both put good pressure on Jim. He had to throw the ball over the top. It had nothing on it, and as a result was intercepted. Washington has possession on the 43-yard line.
So Williams picks it off. That's the second interception by the Redskins here today. We'll be back at the 8:42 mark. The Redskinettes here on a beautiful day for football. Temperature kickoff time 54 degrees. That interception, the second interception by the Redskins. Gerard Williams, third of the year. And now from the 43 of St. Louis, the Redskins have a chance to cash in and pull within 7. Theismann on first down. He's been throwing a lot on first down. Down there is McDaniel. Touchdown. So they waste no time. A 43-yard strike. That's the second 43-yard pass that Theismann has completed here this afternoon.
And they completed that on Lee Nelson, who was playing the position for the injured Roger Worley. And he threw it right over the top. A play-action pass. They faked the ball to Harmon. He goes back to the left side and just pumps it right up, throws it over the top of Lee Nelson. McDaniel, number 86, makes the reception in the end zone, and the Washington Redskins are back in the ball game, 24-16.
That's McDaniel's 4th touchdown catch of the year. Kicked by Mosley is on the way. It's perfect. And now all of a sudden it's a 7-point football game. The Cardinals led it 24-0, and now with 8:36 to go in the third quarter, it's 24-17.
You saw it on CBS Sports.
Joe Theismann has completed a pass of 45, twice of 43 yards. His last one netted a touchdown, and his team was in a touchdown and an extra point. 24-17. This is Gordon Bell bringing it out for the Cardinals. They try to tackle the ball, and you can see the emotion now has switched in favor of the Washington Redskins. After trailing 24-0, they have come back now, and they're in the thick of it.
Look at this, Dallas
Yes,
14,
sir.
New Orleans 7, but the personality of this game has changed dramatically and completely over what happened the way the game started in the first quarter.
Roger Staubach with a 1-yard run has given the Cowboys that lead over the Saints. And of course, the Redskins and Cowboys meet on Thanksgiving Day, and you'll see it right here on CBS. From the 25-yard line, this crowd is in an uproar. Hart on first down to throw to Wayne Morris. Morris got a lot of running room. He's got a first down to the 40, 45. He's all the way out to the 47-yard line. And that's a pretty good way to offset some of that momentum.
Yes, it was just a safety valve pass. The outside receivers took the defensive back very deep, and they were in a double zone that time. And it was amazing that they had that much success on the play. But there you see out in front, Terry Steve, number 68, doing a good job of blocking. And, of course, the fine fullback, Wayne Morris, doing a great job on the run.
That was a 23-yard pickup, just short of the 48-yard line. So the Cardinals come fighting right back. Gray to the bottom of the screen, Tilley to the top. Here's Morris. Morris across the midfield, stripe to the 47-yard line. And Dave Butts, who's made some tackles in this game. He's third in the NFC with solo tackles, coming in here with 56, and he has a handful here today. It'll bring up second down, 4 yards to go.
They made a lot of yardage on that quick hitting play over Coy Bacon, number 80, and Chris Handberger, number 55, the linebacker on the weak side of the formation.
Morris now has 90 yards rushing for the day. Here's Morris again. Look at him, would you? He's close to the first down. He looks like a brand new football player today as Dave Butts again makes the stop for the Washington Redskins. Let's see if they got the first down. They may have to measure. Number 53, McClinton. Let's go back and pick him up on the replay.
Here we see McClinton, number 53, taking a step to the inside. And you see Terry Steve doing a good job of blocking on the play, number 68. And Morris surges through there, and they're going to measure now for the first down. But they've really, again, I can't emphasize too strongly the fact they've really done a great job of moving the ball on the left side. Keith Workman, Bob Young, Tom Banks, all of whom doing a great job.
The measurement indicates they're just short. You know, somebody forgot to tell the Cardinals that they're only averaging 121 yards per game. Morris himself has 94, and we're still in the third quarter. Entirely different picture as far as a rushing game is concerned. Well, you have an interesting situation here, Hank. Third down, a matter of maybe inches to go.
Well, you know, during the course of a game, you get into a 3rd and 1 or 2 situation about 3 times in a game. That's the average. And you want to take advantage of the opportunity to make a big play as often as you possibly can. Jim likes to go on play action on this situation. Let's see what they do.
Everybody is in tight. They're going to go for the first down. And Morris, boy, I don't think he got it. Harold McClinton was there. Looked like that exchange was not all that smooth.
No, it wasn't smooth, and that kind of a play is where they really missed Jim Otis. Jim is a great 3rd and 1 runner, or 4th and 1, or a half a yard. He'll manage somehow to get that first down. He runs with a lot he doesn't have any indecision, I should say. There was a little indecision on the part of Morris on that last play.
Well, I'm not even going to guess on this one. They're looking. I believe, yes, here come the chains in. This is going to be very, very close. Bud Wilkinson, this guy just never seems to be ruffled, no matter what the situation. Always under control emotionally. Boy, they got it, and they got it by what? The nose of the football.
That's all.
So the Cardinals, after being stung with an interception and then a 43-yard touchdown pass, are coming right back as they have a first down at the 42 of Washington. McDowell and Curtis come in. You see Perry Brooks, 69, and Coy Bacon, 80, checking out. 6:17 to go in a wild game here at RFK Stadium. Third quarter. Wayne Morris. Morris continues to sparkle. He's inside the 35 to the 34, and he's becoming the big story of this afternoon. He now has 103 yards rushing.
And I can't get over how well they're moving the ball on that left side. They come off the ball very quickly. The offensive line of the Cardinals is really dominating the left side, or I should say the right side of the Washington Redskins. It never happens by accident. You got to knock people off the line of scrimmage, and of course, he does a good job of running also. Wayne Morris, number 22 on the play.
So from the 34, it's second down, 2 yards to go. Morris trying to get it, he's in trouble. But you know something? I think he may have gotten that first down. Carl Lorch eventually made the tackle, and that was just resourcefulness on the part of Wayne Morris.
Yes, he stretched a loss into a first down, a 2-yard gain, it looks like. They're going to measure it, but it's very close.
Third measurement in the last 4 plays. So Morris, with that quickness and the ability to hit up the middle. Morris has very strong legs. He's not a heavy guy by any imagination. I mean, he weighs 208 pounds, but he's a good blocker and he's a real competitor inside, and he feels he's at home now at that fullback spot. They're just short of the first down.
Well, the other thing about him is, you know, he's got good strong legs, but he's got very happy feet.
Happy feet.
Happy feet, and moves very quickly and can change directions quickly, and that's what happened on that play.
Happy feet. All right. That's one of those new ones. I hadn't heard that one. So it's going to be third down and just a matter of inches to go. By the way, Morris's 104 yards now is the first Cardinal this year to rush for 100 yards. That shows you how much difficulty they've had with a rushing game. Jim Otis was the guy that was carrying him the last 3 weeks.
Let's see again whether he might try to do something with a play action on that 3rd and 1.
Last time he went for the first down, and he's going to do it again, and Morris has got it. Wayne Morris close to the 25-yard line. Coy Bacon, and they continue to run right at that right side.
Yes, they do, and they're doing a great job of getting off the line of scrimmage and controlling the right side. Perry Brooks, Coy Bacon. McClinton gets a shot and misses. And Coy Bacon finally makes the tackle along with Joe Lavender, number 20.
First down. This drive taking a lot of time, just outside the 25-yard line. 4.5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Hart, play action, looking to Tilley. Pat Tilley at the 10. Pat Tilley, who really can run a beautiful pattern, did it there.
They did exactly the same thing they did earlier in the game. They fake inside to Morris on a play up the middle. And then Tilley looks like he's going to run a slant pass, which is what they've done a lot of in the past games that I've seen them play. This time he goes in and back outside on Lavender. They know they're going to get one-on-one coverage. They got a beautifully executed play there, 1st and 10, St. Louis.
Tilley now has 4 catches for 66 yards. He has 44 catches for the year. He came in here 5th in the NFC. First down at the 12-yard line. Wayne Morris tripped up. Play was made by Perry Brooks, or wait a minute, Dave Butts coming over. There's Brad Dusak, number 59, and you know, that play might have developed into something.
Running to their right, and they haven't run to their right nearly as successfully as they have to their left. And I'm sure one of the reasons is Dave Butts has played extremely well. In this case, Dusak, number 59, makes the tackle.
That's who it was, 59, Brad Dusak, as the replay shows. No gain on the play. 2nd and 10 from the 12. In motion, Steve Jones out of the end of your picture. Here comes Wayne Morris. And Morris might have gotten 2 yards. Harold McClinton drops him around the 10-yard line. That was an interesting play. They had Steve Jones sprinting out in motion way off to the far side, trying to draw him over there.
They tried to reduce the defense by having the defense move a man, either a linebacker or a defensive back, and then run the play, a draw play up the middle. They didn't succeed in moving him enough, and as a result didn't make a lot of yardage on the play. Here we see San Diego 13 and the Chicago Bears 3 at halftime.
There's Atlanta leading Chicago. Chicago's lost 8 in a row. Atlanta's won 5 in a row. Third down. 8 yards to go from the 10. Hart. Intended for Morris. He was covered by Dusak. So the field goal team will come in. Jim Bakken, who kicked a 32-yarder back in the second quarter. Boy, Morris was really covered on that play.
Yes, he was. They were trying to isolate Morris on Dusak, and Brad really did a great job of covering on the play. It was man-for-man coverage all the way.
Dusak has an interception this year. He was the Redskins Defensive Player of the Year last season. And this is going to be a 27-yard field goal attempt by Jim Bakken. Worley will hold. Kick by Bakken is on the way, and Bakken's got it. And so now the Cardinals have jumped back on top by 10 points as they lead it 27-17 with 2:54 left in this third quarter. As Jim Bakken made that look easy, and the Cardinals now have momentarily